Historic auto insurance overhaul.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer is signing no-fault reform into law. It's going to cost you less to get around Metro Detroit.
The governor is surrounded by Democrats and Republicans on the porch of the Grand Hotel on Mackinac Island as she signed that legislation.
You'll now be able to choose your level of personal injury protection, or you can opt out of it completely. That's a big chunk of the rate you pay. Insurance companies can no longer use non-driving factors when setting rates. You will start seeing those savings in July next year.
And we have Team 7 coverage. 7 editorial director Chuck Stokes is on Mackinac Island to show you how this will impact the fight to fix our roads. But we begin with 7 Action News reporter Kim Russell, who's showing us how this new law could be a game changer for some Michigan drivers. Kim?
You know what, this report published by the University of Michigan Poverty Solutions paints the picture. It says that auto insurance prices in Michigan drive a cycle of poverty and that this legislation is a step in the right direction. But I spoke to some drivers who say they want to see more.
Car insurance is extremely too high. We can't afford it.
I spoke to the mom of this 4-month-old baby as she worked doing hair. She asked we not show her face. She says she knows the law requires car insurance, but she simply doesn't have the money.
That car insurance can wait because my baby needs diapers, she needs clothes.
To get her car registration, she buys a 14-day policy for $300, then lets it expire. If you did pay for car insurance, what percentage of your income would that be?
All of it.
The status quo created a cycle of poverty in Michigan.
Joshua Rivera is a policy advisor for Poverty Solutions at the University of Michigan. He says researchers found statewide the average premium is about $2,600, but in Detroit, it is about $5,400. Both numbers are out of reach for many. Statewide, 20% of drivers are uninsured. In Detroit, the number is 60%. He says this legislation could help make insurance more affordable for more people.
It reins in what we think were the 2 biggest drivers of cost throughout the state. We had an unsustainable personal injury protection system, and we had rampant and unfair discrimination in how insurance companies determined your rate, from your gender to your education to your occupation, factors that to most folks have nothing to do with how good they are at driving.
Many opponents of this legislation voiced concerns about how people with catastrophic injuries will be able to afford care. Rivera says lawmakers should look for ways to make sure the most vulnerable have coverage elsewhere. And people like the mom we spoke to say they don't have protection anyways.
We don't have it anyway, so we're not losing. We already lost.
And while it is a real problem that many people can't afford insurance at all, people who are benefiting from the medical coverage, people who suffered catastrophic injuries, say that there are major concerns about what will happen to people if they are injured. We'll talk to them ahead on 7 Action News at 6. Their stories are important. Reporting live in Southfield, Kim Russell, 7 Action News.
All right, Kim, thank you. And that bill signed during the Mackinac Policy Conference on Mackinac Island. Our editorial director, Chuck Stokes, has been there all week.
He joins us now with a closer look at how the new auto insurance legislation will impact the fight to fix the roads.
Ironically, Michigan's new auto insurance reform bill got signed into law today in the one place where it may be meaningless, Mackinac Island's Horse and Buggy Island, where no motorized vehicles are allowed. But it paves the way for the next big challenge between the GOP-controlled legislature and Michigan's Democratic governor. Does this open up the door to do what the governor has said has been her #1 priority, and that is fix Michigan's roads and bridges?
I think everyone in our state wants to ensure that we're fixing our roads, we're fixing our bridges. We're going to focus on the budget, we're going to focus on roads, and we're going to focus on ensuring that we have a responsible plan that we put on the governor's desk. That's our goal.
Are you saying to them, okay guys, I played ball with you, now it's time for you to play ball with me?
Absolutely, and in every conversation we had, it included the budget and it included a real road fix. So we've been talking about it all along. I think we're going to make some good progress and surprise people.
Sounds good, but the devil is always in the details. Whitmer's plan calls for more than $2 billion to be raised annually. Can you swallow the governor's 45-cent gas tax hike in order to get those roads fixed?
I don't think the people of our state can swallow a 45-cent gas tax.
They're looking for cuts. Where are you prepared to give them some cuts in what you already have?
The Michigan Chamber of Commerce said there's no such thing as fairy dust to fix roads. If after 8 years of the Snyder administration they couldn't figure out where to find money in the current state budget to fix the problem, it's not there.
So where the revenue will come from to fix Michigan's crumbling roads and bridges is still a mystery. But both sides agree that a good end to this controversial road rests in the fact that both sides are still negotiating and talking. Reporting from Mackinac Island, I'm Chuck Stokes for Channel 7 Action News.
All right, thank you, Chuck. And for a closer look at that auto insurance reform deal and the impact it will have on you, please head to WXYZ.com.